Italian Ham just subscribed for 5 months. Alert check Naya hey hey. HGSS_Factor just subscribed for 25 months. Cough.
Good morning, chat. How are we all doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me turn this down a smidge. There we go. But it's almost Friday. Hell yeah. Let's see what you guys are all yapping about. Let's see. Mike, congrats on being first. No one else was first before you today. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Tomorrow's a public holiday. Holy is streaming. I am seated. Absolutely. Hi, Helene. Welcome in. Good morning. Hi, Varlden. Good morning. Hi, Azure. Thank you for the hydrates, guys. I did go and grab some waters just for you guys. I'm just gonna... There you go, just for y'all. Hydrate for Azure. Hydrate for Varlden. And the head pats, guys, I need my avatar open to do head pats. So I've refunded those points back to you, Azure. Alright. Hellion! Thank you for the resub for 5 alert for 5 months. Alert check. I don't remember that emote being added. I'm gonna hope that alert did play. I'm gonna go ahead and replay this.
Hellion Ham just subscribed for 5 months. Alert check Nia hey hey.
Nia hey hey! That's amazing. Hi, Shukwi. Good morning, good morning. Holy stream. For fuck's sake, you have to wait to use your Prime sub? Aw, I'm sorry, Mike. No problem. Don't worry about it. I really appreciate it. Yes, don't forget your shiny rolls, everyone. If you get 8192 or 4096, it gets you a gifted sub to the channel. If you are subbed, you get an extra roll. If you are mod, you get an extra roll. And if you are VIP, you get an extra roll. Feel free to come back and check every 30 minutes. And the commands do update accordingly, so it'd be exclamation point sub roll, exclamation point VIP roll, exclamation point mod roll. You got a 1? Give me that. Give me that. Nope, wait. Give me that. Nice one, Shukwi. Alright, what else have I missed? How did you... Hellion, how did you get the same roll twice in a row? How did you manage that? What the fuck? Oh. And Factor! Thank you for the 25-month resub! You're nuts! I appreciate that. Thank you. Rigged? Not rigged. Hi, Factor. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hi, RJ. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Casual. Hello. Yeah, over 2 years is knuckin' futz. How goes everyone? Sleepy, but it's almost Friday. It's absolutely almost Friday. Almost Friday indeed. I think I've caught up with everyone. Hi, Vistum. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Yeah, hey. It's fantastic. So, let's jump into it, shall we? Good morning. So, I have been doing, as a break, because my current hunts have been Swablu, that we've phased twice on, and the Teacup, which is not a fun hunt to do. What is your prize? I have some leftover General Tso Chinese food that I was gonna have for breakfast, if you want it. That could be your prize. There's your head pats, Azure. There you go. Thank you for the head pats, I appreciate it. Rocks and stone? That should have worked. Why didn't that work? No, I don't want to quit my tits. Why did rocks not work? Oh, because it's not connected with Twitch. That would do it. Oh, it's because the tits had an update while I was offline. Ding dong. Dong ding. Alright, I think I have everything up and ready. Wait, let me check one more thing, actually. Okay, so it's not connecting to my Twitch account on StreamerBot, and I think that's what Falcon was saying before, where you have to, like, log out and log back in. Yeah, because the pub sub isn't connected. So you have to log out and log back in. You're hunting again? Almost at 3,000 encounters in Sword and Shield? Oh, good luck, good luck. Is that with your, not like a badge quest, but you were doing, like, a shiny every route. Are you still continuing with that? Taking a bite of my Chinese record. Oh, it is a badge quest? Oh, okay. And the pub sub's just not connected for some reason, even though I logged out and logged back in. But it's working fine for the bot account, and that's all I really use it for. So. Oh god, that's spicy. Oh gosh. I'm gonna shut for a winning Roguemon, but casually off stream for today. You're EP. Good luck, Azure. I hope we get a new Frank. No, it was Peter. Peter the Slitherwing. So, like I was mentioning, I did start this Gyarados hunt because it is a hunt that Shuckly redeemed points to add. This is Lake of Rage. We are looking for Gyarados, but it's not the guaranteed static one. We're looking around in the water for one. Hoping for Grubbin, but Rookity and Nickit would be cool too. Did the Dex recommendation set up? Ooh, that's nice. Wait, does it give boosted odds if your Dex is recommending that capture? I've not heard of that. All chonk, minimum bonk. I do like shiny Rookity with like the nice gold. And then it turns into like a nice like rusty iron kind of color. Very nice. I've missed you guys. Hope you guys have been having an alright time while I've been gone. And I appreciate all of your... Oh, it boosts encounter rate. Oh, interesting. I could see that being used then. Missed you guys. You guys have been alright. I apologize for being out of streaming for so long. I did not intend to take that long of a break from streaming. I had the trip to Atlanta 2 weeks ago. I had to take the week off before because I was so nervous for the trip that my nerves were shot. I could not function. Like, I was actually having, like, nightmares and bad dreams about the upcoming trip. And it turned out to all be for nothing, because the trip was wonderful. I had a fantastic time, and I really got to enjoy seeing a bunch of people at Atlanta Regionals. Got to say hi, connect with a bunch of people in the community. I got to meet some of my, like, content creator, like, aspiration, goals, mentors, no. That called? I don't remember. I could function before? You know, that's not good function. not abandon you guys. Mike, calm down. Also, I realized chat box is, like, absurdly high up. There you go. You guys have a little bit more room to breathe now. How about that? Yeah, so then I had to take the week off of the trip. Then we had the trip that weekend. Then we came back, and I don't know if it was just from the walking, because I did like 10 times the amount of walking we normally do. I was cooked. Good lord, I was cooked. I could not think. I could not function. I felt like catatonic in my office chair. Just, like, whatever that, like, cat meme is, where they were just cooked out of their mind. That was me. Then after that, I realized that week we came back that because I was so cooked, I had been forgetting to take some of my medications. Not the one that makes me super sick, but the one that makes me happy and not in a depressive hole 24/7. I realized I had forgotten to take those. So I was sliding back into that depressive hole. And I had to fix that. I was, in fact, not cooking. So I did fix. I started taking them again. Started feeling better. And then it was Easter. I can't really stream during Easter. I had a lot of my folks home. If you guys don't know, we're a very Christian household. Despite all of my cursing, you would never know. But, like, they went to church Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so, like, it was a 4-day, every day going to church. Cooked. Then this week, I don't know why, but, like, Sunday, Monday, I was just throwing up. I was sick. I was awful. I could not move. And we don't know if it was just, like, a bad week for the medicine that makes me nauseous, or if, like, I picked up a stomach bug at the Atlanta Regionals and it just took the previous week to incubate. You know, because viruses do that. I don't know exactly what's going on, and that only now am I really starting to kind of feel back on my toes again. So I do apologize for being gone. I hope you all will forgive me. It is an incredible sin to be gone for so long without giving, like, proper heads up, and I apologize. I am on my hands and knees. I am begging for your forgiveness. So you're saying we make you into a degen? I don't know about that. I don't know. I did do the shiny hunting event at the regionals with Johnstone, Nora in the future. There were several content creators that blew my mind. I didn't think I would expect to see that many. There was Johnstone and Nora. Those were the two that I recognized right off rip. And then I actually sat across from Whimsy and Hasty. And one more. What was her name? Whimsy, Hasty. Yeah. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. But there was the three ladies. They were absolutely wonderful. And, like, we kind of, like, bantered back and forth as we were talking. I gave them, like, some dinner recommendations. We had a good time. And then, apparently, Raidaway was there. Makes sense, because I think he lives in Atlanta with Johnstone. SB Coop was there. He got a shiny Badoo at the event, which was super cool to see. There was another person to my right who got a shiny Cyndaquil, which was, again, super, super cool, considering we only had an hour of time to work with. So I was surprised to see any shiny, let alone two. It was really cool to see, and a fantastic time to be... No, Mocha wasn't there. Detective Mocha wasn't there. No, it was another... There's another lady. She was also a streamer. Can't think of it. Seems like you had a lot of shit going on. I'm glad you focused on yours. Arlie? No, Arlie wasn't there. I think Arlie and Mocha are more like central US, so they probably would have gone to, like, San Antonio regionals if they were going to regionals. No, I don't think they did. I did make sure to try to go back and follow everyone on social medias when I could. I mean, I was already following Coop. Oh, Vandy was there. I didn't get to meet him, though. But that was super cool that he was there at the event. I think Purple Cliff was there. I didn't get to see him. I didn't see him at the shiny hunting event. But I do know he was at regionals. But there were, like, I was not expecting so many content creators that I would recognize to be there. It was super cool. We actually got, like, to meet and talk with one of the vendors, actually. I think their business was called Cradalicious. Not Cardalicious, it was Crad. And, like, it was, like, a bright lime neon green, like, vendor, coloration. The slogan was, "Shoulda bought it when I saw it," sort of thing. It was really cool. But we ended up walking together to, like, one of the food courts and talked and chatted about this, that, and another. They gave us some, like, pins that they had on their tables. Yeah, it was very bright, actually. So it was kind of easy to recognize. But if you went to regionals, they were the ones that had the giant life-size Gardevoir plush for $900. It was kind of insane. And someone actually bought it. Someone actually bought it. At the end of day 1, they bought the life-size Gardevoir. Who is carrying around $9,000 at a convention? $9,900. Some people are just wild. For real. And honestly, 900's probably not that bad, considering the base price was 500. It was limited quantity. They were snatched up really quick. So I would already expect like a 25% markup on just like the reselling market. But then you also had the con price on top. But also, you don't have to pay for taxes. Taxes were included, sort of thing. You didn't have to pay for shipping the damn thing. They didn't have to worry about packing it back up into a box. So I could see it being like a semi-logical purchase if that was something you were going to get in the first place. Someone bought my waifu? I mean, hazard. When are you showing us the life-size plush live on the stream? Right. God, I wish I was walking around the con with a life-size Gardevoir. Actually, no, I did talk to the vendor, and I was like, whoever purchases it, like, they're going to have, like, a big target on their back. Not just for potential theft, but also, like, you're walking around with a life-size Gardevoir plush. You little degenerate fuckhead. And no, the vendor did say that they had measures in place in case someone were to purchase it. Like, it was kind of like a reserve now, and then you'd pick it up at the end of the event when they would pack up and close for the night, and they would help you, like, put it into your vehicle or whatever that you had. Plead the 5th, quick! And so I was actually quite surprised to see someone bought it. And it was on day 1. When I started day 2, it was gone. Now, there were a lot of vendors that were doing, like, discounted sales on their plushes and merch on the last day, just to try to help clear out their inventory stock, and they didn't have to pack away as much as when they started. Honestly, that was probably the day to actually buy things. If there was nothing you were dead set, I need this now, they don't have very many of them. Gardevoir into Assert Dominant. I feel like walking around with it and showing your inner degen to the world of the power. I'd have loved if they sat in the spectator stand for the live stream and then put the Gardevoir next to them in one of the seats. So then whenever the live stream would pan back over the crowd, you would see the Gardevoir in there. Well, they probably had a Shuckle, but I didn't see it. I didn't see a Shuckle, but I also didn't look too closely. I got 3 plushes, a gift for Factor, and just... Oh, and I also got, like, a Clefairy Mount Moon magnet that I completely forgot to take a picture of and put in the Discord. And then I just got, like, a buttload of Pokemon cards. I didn't get really anything good out of them. The only thing I got was the Magby Illustrated Rare from Paradox Rift? Temporal Forces? I don't remember. But all the cards we bought were in Japanese because that was the only ones I felt comfortable getting. The English ones, way too expensive because not only were they scalper prices, but they were also con prices on top of that. So they wanted like $7. $7, $8, $9 for a pack of Surging Sparks. I thought that was too much. Japanese packs were a lot cheaper because they're less in demand. But I like doing the Japanese cards because I'm there for the art. I'm there for the excitement of the pull. And they were opening the booster boxes and just letting you pick out right then and there. And it wasn't a risk of buying online and, oh, they've already opened the booster box, so you don't know if they've already gotten the guaranteed SR and they're just selling off the rest of the booster packs, and you're kind of getting scammed out of it. That wasn't the case. You could sit there and watch the vendors open up the booster boxes and put them on the table for you to pick from. So there was like a lot of like buyer security with that. We probably overall bought about $150 worth of Pokemon cards, and the only thing we got was the Illustrated Rare Magby. Yeah, Hellion knows that card, because Hellion also pulled that card. Hey, Tomahawk! Good to see you! Hi, hi, hi! Hope you're having a good day so far. I'm gonna try to eat another bite of my General Tso's chicken. I'm glad I went and got waters. I forgot how spicy this was. You got a work meeting? Hi, Hellion! Don't die of boredom. What else was there? Oh, I didn't even realize, but day 0. So, the event was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was the whole weekend. Friday was the day you were Shiny Scraggy and Roguemon? Heck yeah! If you get a shiny in Roguemon, Ironmon, whatever, feel free to take a screenshot of that and put it in our shiny Discord, or shiny channel in the Discord, because I think that's still a perfectly valid shiny. I mean, when you're playing Roguemon and Ironmon, the shiny odds are not being adjusted. I think, like, those are still perfectly valid shinies to share around. You need to look for a bit. Despite me not being here, you will still be monitored. I've altered the deal. Pray you don't alter it further. Oh my. Now I'm just kind of scared for my life. Thanks, Factor. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, congrats on the shiny. Are you gonna use it, or are you just gonna, like, kill it for the XP? Hey, Nanners! Good to see you! Hi, hi, hi! Hope you've been well. I was just yapping about my Atlanta trip. It was a lot of fun. 3,000 encounters reached. Yippee! Yap, 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 yap. So, Friday was day 0. I say quote, quote, day 0 because it's not the start of the actual tournament. Friday, that day 1, is dedicated to go get your wristbands. Like, go on ahead and, like, show your registration ticket and get your wristband so that you're good to go. And get whatever, like, competitive format team, deck, whatever it was that you were using, get that registered and certified and approved. Because they really encourage people to try to come day 0 to help alleviate the day 1 mass of craziness. And boy, was it crazy. You went to Atlanta? Absolutely. We did go to Atlanta Regionals. Snark!
Snarkasorkin just subscribed for 25 months. Welcome back to streaming. Sorry for not checking up on ya, but life keeps me busy.
Not a problem, Snark. I do appreciate it. And I didn't get to see it, but in Factor stream last night, I did see you say, hi, Holy, I hope you're doing well, and I totally forgot to respond back to you. I'm doing pretty alright today. We got sick after the Atlanta Regionals. We're on the mend. We're doing better now, and we're here. I hope you've been well, Snurk. I'm sorry life's been really busy for you lately, but it's always wonderful to see you regardless. I like knowing you're breathing. And when I say day 1 was packed crazy, it was. There were 3,000 competitors. That's not the total amount of people that were there. There were 3,000 competitors. Holy shit. It was nuts. It was knuckin' futz. And, like, someone gave some statistics to it. It was like the largest, like, regional level Pokemon event Like, outside of Asian countries, because I think Japan will always have the USB for that. And that's just because, you know, it's based in Japan sort of thing. That's the homeland. It was, like, the largest regionals, I think. Second largest ever Pokemon. And then it was in the top 10 ranked, like, largest card game tournament. Period. Like, not just Pokemon, but card games in general. Now, the 3,000 competitors wasn't all for cards, but I guess because it was a significant portion that they considered, or they included it in a part of that statistic. I would have to go back and look at the quote again to, like, get the specifics, but it was insane. Easily one of the largest that they've ever done in Atlanta. It was packed, it was crazy, and I'm glad we went and scoped out the convention hall the day before, because on Saturday, when it was time to compete, which we were just spectating, I did not compete, you could barely move. Like, everyone was standing and crowded around each other during the competition. It was crazy. The actual shiny hunting event that they did on Saturday didn't start till, I think, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And that was after round 2s were finished. So, a lot of the people that were knocked out early did go on ahead and leave. So the venue hall did clear up a bit by that point. But when we arrived at noon, when round 1s were still in the swing of things, oh good god. I apologize. That was a really chewy piece of chicken. I did not expect that to take as much chewing as it did. Ugh. Excuse me, chat. Okay. Sunday, I didn't get to experience much of the nightlife of Atlanta. We didn't go to any bars. We didn't really, like, do things outside of, like, walking distance of our hotel, right? Because of, we know how crazy bad Atlanta's traffic can be. When we got to the hotel Friday, we put our car in the valet parking and we left it there. We, like, sure, we had in and out privileges. We could bring our slip down, come get our vehicle and drive whenever we wanted to. But we didn't feel safe. It was our first time in Atlanta, and it's not like we had, like, a group of friends of, like, 6+. If we had, like, 6+ people and we were with, like, a group of friends, wouldn't have felt nearly as worried. But because it was just the two of us, first time in Atlanta, and first time really in a big city like that for an extended period of time, we decided to keep it safe. We did things while the sun was out. We didn't do anything after dark. I think the most we did during dark was walk around inside the hotels and some of the connecting, like, sky bridges that, like, because there were, like, sky bridges that would connect some of the hotels together and it would go over top of the street. But even then, we didn't go very far. It was just to do some Pokemon Go walking. But no, I've heard Atlanta can be dangerous. There were a lot of panhandlers and just kind of people on the streets. And I'm not saying all people on the streets can be dangerous, but just the overall increase in volume increases the risk of something bad happening. And we didn't have any kind of, like, protective thing. We didn't have pepper spray or anything. We had no way to protect ourselves. So we decided to just keep it safe, keep it simple. As a resident of Georgia, I never even go to Atlanta. As a resident of North Carolina, I don't go to Charlotte. So, right there with you. Like, I would see, like, some videos and photos posted from people who did go out after dark. But usually the ones who did had, like, a larger group of people to go with. Which was good. And I think that might be the way to do it, is, like, have a group of friends that you know are all gonna go to a convention like that. And you can hang out and have fun and do some of these side events and things together. Speaking of side events at the convention, Not only did they have, like, you know, competitions for the competitors sort of thing, but they had side events going for people who were not competing, or maybe people who got knocked out early. And I really wanted to compete in some of them, but it was really confusing. I didn't know exactly what was going on. I didn't know what side events were being held. They had, like, QR codes posted for, like, oh, hey, here's a list of the side events. But they just had, like, name, what platform it's on, whether it was video game, cards, or Go. Or I think they also had a couple of pocket events. Which, from what I heard, they were organizing the events through, like, a restaurant event manager. Which was super weird. But in addition to that, like, I don't feel like the rules were explained very well prior to sign up. You wouldn't have known until they took you to the table and asked you, hey, is this anyone's first time doing this side event? Hi, Rainbow, I do exist. Good to see you. Hi. Doing those side events, if you won, got points, whatever, would get you tickets for the prize wall. The prize wall including, like, Pokemon Center merchandise. They had booster boxes. Well, not booster boxes. They had Elite Trainer boxes. They had merchandise. They had backpacks, purses. I will say, they didn't really have much clothing merchandise. Excuse me. Like, I thought there would be more hats, t-shirts, lanyards, stuff with, like, Pokemon Championships 2025. You know, stuff like last year there was, like, Honolulu stuff for Worlds. And overall 2024 championship merchandise. And they did have some 2025 stuff if you were a competitor. Because it was like as a thank you for registering and signing up and taking part, you got like a souvenir bag almost. Where it was like a little bag, you got a deck box, and I think like a playmat. Just for signing up. Oh, and you also got like a special promo card that had the 2025 Regional Championship stamp on it. But for, like, normal, average, like, spectators, no. And when I asked the vendor about that, he said because the regionals are organized by individual people and organizing companies, rather than the Pokemon companies themselves, they didn't have any of that official merchandise. Once you get to, like, the NAIC, EUIC level, of those higher tier championships, then that's when they would be organized by Pokemon. They would have more Pokemon merch. They would have like a pop-up Pokemon Center, so on and so forth. So if you were looking for that kind of thing, you would be better off going to the NAIC or World. And I guess I kind of get that, but also at the same time, I was a little miffed because I wanted like a memorabilia of going to regionals specifically. So that was kind of stinky. But like I said, I did get a few plushes. I got some things. It wasn't bad. What else? Oh yeah, and then Sunday was for round 3 and finals. I think. Like where they do like losers bracket, and they do round 3 and so on and so forth. No, they might have done... I don't remember if they had time for round 3 on Saturday or not. But so Sunday didn't have like half as many people. Like it looked like Friday all over again. Like most of the crowds were gone because most people got knocked out early and then they take the rest of the weekend to explore the city, right? And we kind of did that too. We sat at the convention, spectated for a bit. It was really exciting seeing people like clap and cheer for the competitors up on stage. Super, super fun. And then right about 11 o'clock noon, we walked to the Georgia Aquarium and just had a blast walking around, seeing all of the fish and the animals, like the whale shark, manta ray, stingrays, dolphins, seals, fish. You could dream of it, it was probably there. Fish. And I did post a bunch of pictures of the trip in my Discord, so if you guys are ever interested in wanting to see that, and you missed me posting it, they are there in my IRL Shenanigans channel. Right there for your perusing. I will say, halfway through the aquarium, I was cooked. My legs were like giving out underneath me. I had to stop and sit every 10 minutes. And the aquarium was very crowded. You were not sitting. So I just kind of had to pick a place on the ground and hope and pray I didn't get stepped on. And I think if I had walked more prior and not an average of 1,000 steps a day, I would have been better prepared. But even RJ, who walks an average of 10,000 steps a day, was cooked during the trip. Like, even he was really tired and sore. And bless RJ for driving all the way out to Atlanta. Like, it was like a 4.5 hour drive. And for putting up with that traffic. It actually wasn't too terrible when we arrived and when we left. We went outside of the normal high traffic volume hours. Like, I think we arrived in Atlanta at like 10 or 11 o'clock. Yeah, we arrived in Atlanta at like 10:45, 11 o'clock, right on like the cutoff for early arrival at our hotel. Because we showed up and like checked in at like 11:15, they could get us a room that they had open and we didn't have to incur like an early check-in fee. Otherwise, we would have had to check in at like 4 p.m. So, I'm happy about that. What else? We did stop by the World of Coca-Cola. Because there was like a really cute polar bear plush that RJ wanted to get from the store. But the polar bears didn't have like a price on them. We didn't know how much they were. And we were afraid it was going to be like $30 for a plush, which was kind of ridiculous when we didn't go through the actual like Coca-Cola museum. So we decided to hold off. Because I also told RJ, because we went to the World of Coca-Cola first, I said, whatever we get at the Coke store, we would be carrying around through the aquarium. So kind of keep that in mind. And so we decided to hold off, go through the aquarium, get anything we wanted from the gift shop there. Then if we felt like it, come back to the store. By the time we were done with the aquarium, I was cooked. I was ready to go lay down. Actually, by the time we left the aquarium, it was time to leave Georgia. Yeah, we left the aquarium. We picked up the truck. And what up? It was like 4 o'clock, so right at the beginning of the rush hour traffic. But we managed to dodge a good bit of it. It wasn't too bad. Like getting on... Was it I-85? Yeah, because we just took I-85 out of Atlanta. It wasn't that bad, actually. Thankfully. Now, if we'd shown up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock trying to leave, I can't imagine what that would have been like. Nope. I'm good. I had my good fair share of Atlanta. I don't really need to know that badly. But we would love to go back to Atlanta sometime. Maybe like we could go for like next year's regionals. Who knows? And we would definitely, like, we both agreed, like, now that we've gotten a taste of what Atlanta is like and we've gotten more comfortable with it, we could definitely like take the vehicle out and drive around and kind of explore more of the city and less walking. I will say, the electric scooters that were in the city absolutely saved my rear end. Do they get pricey after a while? Yeah. Yeah, they do. You don't want to use them, like, if you're a regular resident of Atlanta, don't use them. Because it gets to be way more expensive than if you were to just go buy your own scooter. But for being there, and we just needed it to get from point A to point B, fantastic. I could not be happier. The only thing is that the convention center was considered a no-go zone. We couldn't just drive up to the front door of the convention center and park it. No, we had to leave it like a block or two down the road and then walk up. Or just walk through the backside of the convention center. Which kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. And I felt like it kind of defeated the purpose a little bit. But also at the same time it didn't really make the trip slower or faster because we still tried. We still tried to get as close as we could. And then we had to like turn around and walk it back. And we were charged per minute. So the longer we took to walk it back and park it and stop the ride, the more we were being charged for it. I would say each time we used them for RJ and I both, it was probably $20 to $30 per trip. So, compared to like taking a bus, buses probably would have been a lot cheaper. But with buses, you get people, and you're not guaranteed to go straight to your destination. You have to like go on the bus line. Oh, chewy chicken again. Give me. What else? I'm trying to think. I think that was the majority of it. Yeah, now that I've finished yapping your ears off for the past 40 minutes, what were you guys up to while I was gone? Hope you guys had a fantastic time. I do know that there have been some shiny events going on here recently. Hi, welcome back from your meeting. I just kind of finished wrapping up yapping about... Hi, back, I'm holy. Yeah. I just kind of wrapped up yapping about the Atlanta trip. And I was just kind of moving on. I do know that there were some other shiny hunting events going on. Like, I know the entire month of April has been, like, egg hatching month. Where, like, people were encouraged to do not Masuda hunts, but, like, Gen 3 egg hunting. And, like, unboosted egg hunting. Which I think was just miserable in pain and did not want to participate. And also knowing that I would be gone for the majority of the month, didn't have much interest. I think this weekend, Johnstone is taking part in Blue Factor's Da Weekend, where the community is just doing a bunch of, like, DA Dynamax adventures together. I can't participate in them on my sword copy because it's set up for teacup hunting. So, fuck me. Hi, Yogi. Egg. Good to see you. Good to see you. I do know there's, like, a curry week happening. Where... So, like, there was a feature in Sword and Shield to where you could set up camp and, like, make a pot of curry to, like, give to your Pokemon, right? And there would be a small chance that there was a... Like, there would be, like, a wild Pokemon that would be lured in by the smell of the curry you were cooking, and you would have the option to, you know, like, oh, hey, this Pokemon showed up at your camp. Do you want to, you know, capture them? Do you, like, you know, you want them? Sort of thing. And I think those Pokemon can be shiny hunted, and I think that's the purpose of the curry week. That's a method I've never, ever, I have no experience. I've never had a Pokemon show up at my camp. I didn't even know they could be shiny until recently. So I do know that's happening. I think I've missed a few, like, encounter increments. DA Weekend's pretty fun. You will participate. I would love to participate. But that would involve, like, messing up my save and kind of starting the process over from scratch to do that authentic Sinisty hunt. Or I can grab RJ's copy of Shield and start over from the very beginning. I'd rather not. Yogi's here? Bye. Oh, and there's a Rumble weekend happening. I don't know if that's this weekend or next week. I think it's next weekend, like the first weekend of May. Absol Blogs is hosting his Rumble weekend, where playing Pokemon Rumble, there was a chance for some of the Pokemon in Rumble to be shiny. Yeah, Yogi, I hope you're feeling better. I did see, like, your little update in EG. I am definitely alongside you there. And hope all is getting better. You can get to DAs before the first or second gym, so that's not the issue. Yeah, but I don't want to full odds it. Wink. And I don't have Mons stored away in home that I could just transfer into Shield and just unlock the shiny charm like that. I don't have a repository set up. So if I wanted to, I could go all the way. Have you gotten to check out the Oblivion remake yet? Wait, I'm a shiny charm baby. Well, I've done my fair share of Dynamax grinding, and it's not super enjoyable to do for long periods of time. Haven't got to check out the Oblivion remake yet. I sat down with RJ a little bit last night and got to watch him play. Pretty much through the sewers and out into the open area where we just kind of ran around and explored for a little while. Before having to, oh hey, it's time to go to bed for work tomorrow. Oh yeah, you know now you do. Yeah. Hey, so did you want to hunt that Moltres? Alright. I would personally love to just really, like, sink my teeth into Oblivion. But I'm also, like, personally. But I'm also waiting for Payday as well. RJ was able to play it on Xbox through Game Pass. Unfortunately, only he has Game Pass. I don't have Game Pass. And I don't really feel like paying for 2. I'm not buying an Oblivion remake until you motivate yourself to at least Xenoblade X, if not 2 and 3 as well. Good lord! I won't see you for the next 3 months if you're trying to do all 3 of them. I still need to play Xenoblade 3. Yeah, I know you didn't get the Moltres through DAs. You gave up. Also, the Xbox version is considered a game preview, similar to when Palworld first came out. And I'm wondering if it's the same thing where it's, like, the Xbox version is rolled back on an earlier version. A screenshot of the download, so you didn't know if you had Game Pass or RJ. Yeah, it was RJ. We just kind of sat and watched. So, I wanted to... The day it released, he said, okay, let's start downloading it, and then went to go play Sea of Thieves while it's downloading. Which, if you know, you can't play games while something's downloading, otherwise it downloads slower. It truly, by the like, he started playing at 7 p.m. When he came to bed at 11, it was only at 50, or like 45%. What in the 2006? No! You'd certainly hope not, since they own Bethesda. Oh, Microsoft? Yeah. No, I was mad. I was wanting to see the game. I wanted to watch him play. And he just went, I want to pirate. I want to pirate. I want to get my combinations. I want to get my achievements. I want to get my silly little cosmetics. No! The remaster of the year, the game of the year, arguably, has just dropped, and you're wanting to go play Sea of Thieves that you've been playing non-stop for a month?! I was like, oh, hi to you too, Holy. Yeah. He sounds like you. He's fallen in love with Sea of Thieves. Because it lets him be, like, a goofy little, like, hellion. He can have his shenanigans, he can be goofy, he can fight sea creatures and krakens and megalodons, and he loves sea creatures. Sharks are his favorite creature in general. A new game drops. I gotta play it, but what about RuneScape? Which also, Mike has also been on a RuneScape kick as well. So, Casual, you got another person you could play with too. I've been doing a little bit of RuneScape, just kind of on the side when I wasn't feeling good. But I have a hard time remembering to stay on RuneScape. Like my city builder game, I get sucked into the micromanagement that I forget I have RuneScape open on the other monitor and I get kicked for inactivity. I have not been doing a good job at keeping up with my counters. Yeah, there's also just been too many games to play this past week that you really want to play. It's also easy to AFK while watching streams and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Like, just like the microsecond you get sucked into something, you're kicked. RuneScape, you can't go to the bathroom and take a shit without getting kicked for AFK. Yeah, Blueprints, which a lot of people have been obsessed with. Oblivion came out, Claire Obscure came out, yep. I know, a game I bought like years ago, Roots of Pacha, also got a major update here recently. I've been wanting to go back and play that. I still need to do the Easter Phasmophobia event. Like, there's just a bunch. You're terrified of leaving Blueprints for too long because you'll forget. Yeah, and I get that. Why do I have no snoozes on my ad? Well, we do have ads starting in about 5 minutes. and I do run 3 minutes of ads. I'll keep shiny hunting. You guys aren't going to miss anything. I promised. If we do find something, I will sit and hold it till you guys come back. Don't you worry. But I want to play Oblivion! Okay, Hellion. Whatever. I always keep an ear out for the home phone ringing in case one of my family members is trying to get a hold of me. 9 times out of 10, they will call the home phone before they call my cell phone. Just play both at once like a true degenerate. You just quit your job and be a full-time plays video games all dayer. True! You could be like me! Yay. Yippee! So, how many of you guys managed to secure yourselves a Switch 2 pre-order? I didn't even bother trying. I'm gonna be honest. I know GameStop was supposed to start... Actually, GameStop starts in like a minute. You did get a pre-order? Nice, nice. I think I saw Haru got one. You think we made money? Hellion is, apparently. GameStop starts in 1 hour here. I heard they start at 11 a.m. No GameStop here, so I didn't. Fair enough. Didn't bother because of everything we've already discussed. Also money. True! Casual, you're so real for that. Being able to buy stuff is the only good part of the job. And you can't even buy the stuff you want because bills! Ugh. I had to deal with like a bunch of like adult stuff this past week too. So RJ got his federal tax returns back. And it was because he filed for us jointly. I didn't make enough to have to file this year. Thankfully. I was very close to the cutoff. But he filed jointly, and so because of that, when the tax return came back, it was signed, or it was addressed to the both of us, right? And so it was a joint check, and we just said, oh, okay, so it just goes into, we both signed the back of it, and then put it into one of our accounts. Bada bing, bada boom, done. Well, it turns out, no, not done. Joint checks cannot be outright deposited into a single person account, and it only works like that if it's a joint account with both names on the account. So it was a bit of a pain.
Assuming Dragon just subscribed for 23 months. I see cutie.
You see cutie? I don't know where you're looking. I think I see some cuties in chat. Hey, Assuming, good to see you. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you for the 22-month resub. All these, like, big subs popping up out of nowhere. Oh god, AI voices? Or do you want me to make my own AI voice? And then I just have the computer read it all for me in my own voice? I don't even know how I'd even begin to do that. Thank you for the resub, Assuming. And it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I want you to read it out yourself! Work for your money! Back in my day, we had text-to-speech and Microsoft Sam. Back in my day, we didn't have Discord, we used Skype. Still not got your lazy ass out of bed? Hey, sometimes you just need a day to kind of stay in bed, bed rot for a little while. Like a once-a-month bed rot session? Ah, it hits. Are we now counting text-to-speech as AI? I mean, it is artificial intelligence. In a way, yeah. Also, we do have ads starting momentarily. I appreciate everyone for hanging around. Hey, Wieners! Good to see you! Hi, hi, hi! How's your shunting going? Have your stickers arrived yet? I believe you were the one talking about getting the stickers. Which, I was trying to keep up with the insane lore that is those stickers, I think it was like a promotional campaign going on back in the day where if you collected all 3 or 4 stickers, you could trade them in to like get like a Pokemon or an egg or something. But the Pokemon that you got for the stickers had exclusive moveset that were also used at like the championship level or something. Like I was having a hard time keeping up, but it sounded fascinating. You think that was Ginger? It might have been. It might have been. Like, I'm trying to, like, stop and think if it was. Which, I know I could just open up Discord and look, but I'd rather not, because it takes my hand off the increment key. And I'm having a hard time incrementing enough as it is, and I need to just, like, use the auto counter. But it's also finicky. Squished Tea Blush! You're gonna look for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, you're a gem. Let's see here. No shine. Now, we have already faced on this hunt once with a Magikarp. I did post about it in several Discords, and I should post about it on Blue Sky too. I've been neglecting. Oh, it was Ginger? Gotcha. I've been neglecting my Blue Sky. I'm really bad with keeping up with social medias, and I do apologize for that. I've never been one to post regularly on social media in the first place. Usually, the best way I communicate is with, like, conversations one-on-one, so Discord ends up working better for me. Social media sucks either way. Yeah, but as a streamer, you kind of need to make sure you're getting your name out there sort of thing, and posting on social media is one of the easiest, don't have to pay for reasons to do it. Ways. If that makes sense. Like, you're not having to, like, pay Twitch to sponsor your stream, or, like, Google, like, sponsored ads sort of thing. Like, nonsense. Oh, I did get another shiny yesterday. I did get a shiny Tangela in Pokemon Go. I forgot to post about that. Hope you're well. I'll be lurking while you're trying to cook something. Ooh, good luck cooking. Apparently I have a bad reputation with cooking, so don't let me try to help, apparently. I think I'm fine, but everyone else seems to think I'm like the worst chef on the world. I don't get it. Just because I messed up twice doesn't mean that I've got this reputation all of a sudden. But good luck. Enjoy your lurk. It was good seeing you. Glad we could say hi. And be good. I burnt my soup because I forgot! Anyone can forget. It's like forgetting to add water to your ramen before you stick it in the microwave. And cook us a meal and you'll tell us, honest? Yeah. I've cooked several meals before. Like, I know my brother went to make macaroni and cheese in, like, those, like, easy microwave cups. Forgot the water, and it, like, burnt the whole thing. I'm not saying I did, just theoretically, I know there are people that have. I'm talking about, like, your cup ramen or whatever. Most people in the US, because we don't have electric kettles or whatever, add the water to the fill line, stick the cup in the microwave, bada bing, bada boom. You're not supposed to. No, thankfully that's a mistake I've not done. You know a mistake I have done? Trying to reheat fast food leftovers and the sticker foil of my, like, the nugget sauce. I have a habit of, you know, whenever you open up your sauce packet, I take the foil and stick it to the nugget box, right? And then I forget about it, don't finish, stick it in the fridge, take it out, put it in the microwave. And I forget that sauce packet is technically, or that foil is metal. So it does kind of do like a sparkly, crackly something in the microwave. I've had that happen twice. What do you mean you can't boil your water outside the microwave? How are you going to boil water in like a workplace and you don't have a stove? Nobody uses a kettle? Are you going to like make like an empty pot of coffee and use coffee water? No, I don't think you're going to use coffee water for your cup ramen. No. Most places, you're lucky to have a microwave. Why do you not have a kettle? Because kettles aren't popular here in the US. We don't drink hot tea. I think that was like the whole point of like 1776. How do you make tea then? We just throw the tea bag in a bag on the stove. Or nowadays, Keurigs, you just put your cup under the Keurig and you just run hot water through it. And then you stick a tea bag in it. I think that's what people do nowadays. If we're gonna make like a big batch of like Southern sweet tea, we just throw like a gallon-sized tea bag into a pot on the stove. Get it to a boil, turn the heat off, and then let it sit for like 30 minutes. To like let it cool back off. Then we pour it into a container and then dilute it. You make me even happier I don't live in the US. Also, electric kettles are fucking expensive. To get like a good one to where you can set the temperature on it, they're fucking expensive. When you can just heat it up on the stove. But then you also don't always have a stove, and you could just stick the cup in the microwave too. But you're not having the water set to the correct temperature for your tea. Yeah, shut it, shove it. I don't care. We're talking about the weenie US kettles in here? Yeah, we are. Actually, we're talking about why the US doesn't do kettles in the first place. You got a cheap kettle from Amazon, it works great. Yeah, I got like a super cheap, like, metal kettle that you put on the stove. And it has like a little thermometer bit in the lid that has like a probe down into the water. That's what I usually use if I'm going to make tea, pour over coffee, whatever. But we don't have like an electric kettle where you can just take it up off the counter. Also, the US fucking loves their countertop appliances with their Keurig and slow cooker and air fryers and Ninja Creamies, blenders, microwave, like all sorts of these countertop appliances that a lot of people don't want to add an extra appliance to that already. Most US electric isn't strong enough for most electric kettles. I can see that too. You just get a $20 one that just heats the water, and you could just use a pot. Or, most people are too lazy to do that, and we'll, like I said, we'll just fill up the cup, stick it in the microwave. Or stick it under the Keurig that people would rather have on their counters, apparently. I guess because it does more than one thing? I don't really understand. Y'all wild! Doesn't heat up as fast as kettles in Europe that you'd use, but hey, it still boils water in 5 minutes. We have like a much older, like, coil electric range. So I would say it might take closer to like 8 minutes to boil water. You press the button and it heats the water. US voltage on average is half of what an electric kettle is usually rated for. Yeah, that's exactly what Yogi was just saying. And it's because people are stupid. And I will say, like, British and European plugs are a lot smarter. Because I actually learned this, last week. The way the plugs are designed, I'm assuming Britain and Europe use the same plug standard. But the grounding third prong is inserted first into the outlet before the actual active prong. No, you don't? What the fuck? I don't understand. Whatever. That's it. Stream's over. This is stupid. Mods! When you first went to go visit Sweden, you had to do so much research on electric plugs. That's when you just get one of those, like, converter adapters. UK, Europe, and Australia, New Zealand all use different plugs. I do know that Australia uses different from the UK. I do know that. Oh, Canada has a different plug too? Fuck hell! Yes, the British plugs are very bulky, but I think it's because there's other, like, safe measures in the plug, so where you plug it in the wall and it's not going to spark on you and not going to cause a fire. Converter adapters suck. Well, no shit, it's not going to charge things as fast. It has to convert voltages and shit. I could have told you that one. Hellion. You were lying, by the way, Azure? Alright. That's why you just got an actual Swedish plug match that you're never gonna end up using ever again, because when's the next time you're gonna go to Sweden? A disparage. Hey, I mean, that's one hell of a souvenir to take home. You can tell me a lot of things. If I can trust you is a different thing. Who the fuck said that you were gonna trust me? I don't remember saying anything about trusting me. Whose idea was that? Not mine. Listen, I went to Sweden like 5 times over the course of 5-ish. Oh, okay, that's actually that's enough to actually warrant purchasing your own charger plug from Sweden. Okay. Okay. Like, if it was like a one and done deal, whatever. I would love to do like one of those like throughout Europe, not like a tour, but like a train trip, where like you spend a day or two in each country and then you hop on the train to the next country. That always sounds super fantastic. New York sells an adapter that's just this massive chunk of a thing that's like $15 and has 4 plugs on all of its side. Check your voltages before you plug shit in. And most people don't understand voltages either. You'd love to get to check out other European countries. I had like a semi-plan 2022 with a couple of friends that we were going to go to TwitchCon in Europe together. Like the plan was to like, for me at least, take a plane to London, because that was actually a little cheaper, and then take the train that goes under the English Channel, and then pops back up into Europe, and then we would go down into Paris where it was being held that year. I thought that was so much fun. It didn't end up working out though. Oh! I think that might have been the year RJ fell at work and cracked his head on the concrete floor, and we had to pay for those hospital bills. Yeah. He's fine. He's fine. No, it was during Walmart. He was in, like, the walk-in freezer doing inventory, and he climbed up on, like, the ladder cart to try to reach something that was in the back of the metal shelvings, and when he came back down to put his feet on the ladder, something happened, we don't know what, and he passed out, and we don't know if he hit his head on the metal shelving bars or if it was the concrete floor he landed on. But all he says, and he was alone in the freezer, by the way, all he says, he remembers waking up like, oh, I don't feel so great, and looked down, and there was like he was laying in a puddle of blood, and he just went, oh, I should probably go get someone. And he walked out and all the way across the store to where like the closest manager was, and he just said, hey, I think I need to go home. And she's like, why? You look fine. and he pulled back the hood, and there was like probably like a 2 to 3 centimeter gashing hole in his forehead of like just awfulness. And like they like screamed, pale, made him sit down, you know, called the ambulance. Or no, they asked if he wanted an ambulance, and he said, no, just call my dad. And his dad at the time was in the middle of taking me to work, because that's when I was a teacher. And like we got the call, and we immediately turned around and went the other way. Yeah, ambulances were freaking expensive. And his dad, I swear, drives faster and crazier than an ambulance would. So when we got there, I like sprinted across the floor, like guitar slid on my knees up to RJ. Oh my god, are you okay? They loaded him up in one of the little electric putt-putt, cart scooters, and we took him out to the truck. As we're loading RJ into the truck to take him to the hospital, the manager's like, so you'll be back later to file workers' comp paperwork, right? I understand that's important, but let's figure that out a little later. Yeah, most ambulances outside of the United States, perfectly reasonable that you would take one. Unless I'm gonna die in the next 10 minutes, I'm not getting no ambulance. That shit puts people into mega debt. Yeah, it's $800 for a single ambulance ride to the hospital. That's how much it was when, a couple months ago, RJ had like a allergy scare. And started having a reaction. So they called 911, ambulance showed up. And because he wasn't showing immediate, like, anaphylaxis, like, just, like, a lot of swelling, but he could still breathe, they said it was up to him if he wanted to take the ambulance or not. Yes, when they told us, they said it would be about $800. No, we drove ourselves. He ended up being fine, thankfully. They gave him an EpiPen, and they had him on a watch for a couple hours. It was good. God bless the US of A! Okay, Kona. Thanks, Sir Skit. God bless the US of A. It's great. Hi, Ludo. Good morning. Rise and shine. Don't forget your shiny rolls, everyone. If you get 8192 or 4096, it gets you a gifted sub to the channel. If you're mod, you get an extra roll. If you're a VIP, you get an extra roll. And if you are subbed, you get an extra roll. Good luck, good luck. Check back every 30 minutes. Gamba! Go! Do Gambas! Oh my god, there's a lot of rolls! Wait, hold on! I can't read them all! Oh, Ludo, it was... No. Okay, Hellion also got a roll twice in a row. Thank you for the rock and stone. Like, I'm doing... Okay, so... I'm doing shiny rolls through my streamer bot. Man. I gotta look at that. Edit. Okay, no. Is it? Yeah, it's an action. Shiny roll. Yeah, and then sub-actions, random number between 1 and 8192. That's it. So the only thing I could think of is because these commands are... It's multiple triggers set to the same sub-actions. I'm wondering if you guys are doing it too fast and it's not refreshing the shiny roll queue. Like, you're not giving it enough time to generate another number. Which is wild if that's the case. I have no clue. Rainbow would probably know better than me because he has experience with streamer bot coding and stuff. Holy, we hear you and agree, but also Gamba. Hi, Polynomial Possum. It's good to see you. Hi, Rainbow. So, quick question. We've had 2 individual cases today of someone rolling the same RNG number twice in a row with 2 different commands. So, like, let's say Shiny Roll gets 3722, does Mod Roll 3722. And the way I have it set up in StreamerBot, it's multiple triggers associated with the same sub-action of just random number between 1 and 8192, and then with a Twitch reply to message. And the only reason I could think of for that to have happened, either the odds are astronomically, like, in line, the planets are, like, lined up perfectly for this to happen, or there's something going on, and they're doing it too fast, and the command has not yet generated a new number for that. I'm not sure if I need to split up the trigger commands into their own individual action. Is the action running in a queue that is set to blocking? No. All commands are just set to no blocking. Yeah, I think more likely shit's borked. We've not really had this problem before. It's just all of a sudden. Oh, but there is an update available for StreamerBot. That might have, like, done some things to it. If it's in queue with blocking on it, it will finish each one before moving on to the next. Interesting. Let's just enable blocking. How about that? I'm making a blocking queue, then one execution has to finish before the next one starts. Got it. Okay. I've gone on ahead and enabled the blocking, and I saved it. We should be good. So next time we go and do that... Right, let me just... Okay. So, like, back-to-back like that, it did give different numbers, at least. Cool. Numbers! Yeah, I barely understand StreamerBot. And 9 times out of 10, I'm usually following something else someone else has told me. Like the Tiltify charity donation stuff, I could not figure it out through StreamerBot. And from what I saw in the chat, I was not the only one who could not figure it out. Ow. But yes, hi Polynomial Possum. Good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm glad you could catch a stream. Always wonderful to have you. I'm eating a chicken nugget. Kind of. Please excuse me. If everyone knew what to do, you'd make no money fixing their problems. You know what, Rainbow? Fair enough. And I could... Conspiracy theory! I could see that being logic being applied to our education system, and we're actively not being taught important skills and tools needed to be a functioning adult. Trade skills, household skills. Like, we have no home economics class anymore. We don't know how to do taxes and finances or anything. And it's also that if you did know how to do those things, people would be out of a job, couldn't make money off of it, can't monetize profit off of it, so on and so forth. Stop trying to steal Rainbow's job? I would never! Dear God! Education system in the US is a big point of contention with me. Oh, I don't doubt that. My father's side of the family, huge line of teachers and education, actually, like everyone I know in, like, familial, relations with me has some tie with the education system. So it is a large point of contention with our household as well, yeah. Daytona! God, I love Daytona. Don't worry, AI will make everything easy, so we don't need to know how to do things anymore. True. Like, it's just like, for an example, like, I can see it happening to where we're gonna rely on AI to do XYZ things for us, to the point where we're gonna forget how to do it ourselves and then have to go back and, not retrofit, but you have to, like, relearn and how to do it. And it's kind of like how they did with atomic bombs here lately, because they forgot or never properly, like, documented how to make a substance. I think it was called, like, fog bound or something. And it just so happened to be that the conditions nowadays were too sanitary for conditions back in the 50s and 60s when they were first making atomic bombs. And that amount of filth and detritus. What the fuck? Why did AutoMod hide that? But the conditions were too sterile, and they had to add impurities back into it in order to get the correct formula to make that fog-bound stuff for the atomic bombs. Literacy in this country is lower than before we had public schools. I'm not surprised in the first place. Classic AutoMod. Self-promo? AutoMod's been wild in a few streams you've been to lately, like just tripping up over nothing at all. It's been weird. I wouldn't be surprised if they've been like playing around behind the scenes to adjust the AutoMod detection. Oh, well, Rainbow's here. Rainbow! I don't know what's going on with StreamerBot. My broadcaster account will not connect the pub sub to Twitch. And so because of that, it won't fully connect the account. I've tried logging out and logging back in. Like another streamer said that they've had to do like once a month. And it hasn't worked. Maybe it's because I didn't update it. Holy update? Fine! Wait. Oh, Twitch killed it? Mm-hmm. Oh, so they did fully... I heard that they were getting rid of it. I didn't know that they actually fully killed it. Pub subs deprecated. Wah. One of the reasons you don't touch AI stuff? Yeah, download the update, sure. I get nervous updating a bunch of programs before stream because I'm nervous it's going to break everything. And then nothing's going to be working, and then I get frustrated, and then I cancel stream. And most times, the update doesn't pertain to, like, features that I'm using. It just so happened this time it did pertain to features I'm using, such as the base core connection with Twitch itself. Over a week ago? Well, I haven't streamed in, like, 3 weeks. Your OBS is still ancient? I think I do still update OBS because there was like some NVIDIA capture card support shenanigans happening. Okay, StreamerBot has been relaunched. OBS is bleeding edge, built from GitHub, and still runs on Linux. Yes, sir. Alex spent a lot of time migrating from PubSub to EventSub for HatcherCatcher. Yeah, I can believe that. And Alex did say that they were really busy doing that, and also Oblivion coming out, so that they wouldn't be doing any Play Plump test streams this week. Makes sense. Okay, we are fully connected back on Twitch again. Yippee! The commands are still set to blocking. That's good, that's good. Alright, I think we're good. Their documentation was doo-doo, apparently. Their documentation of PubSub, or how to migrate. StreamerBot's dev said not everything has an event sub equivalent, so some features just didn't make it. Ugh! That sucks. Oh, the event sub document is awful. Okay. We love poor documentation. Add mineral notifs and viewer counts are gone-ish? Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if you can start developing Twitch stuff still after they release that stuff. Okay. Goals being achieved. There were some other niche things. Interesting. So like Twitch goals, like, oh wow, your follower goal was met, for an example. So would like add mid-roll notifs are gone, so that it wouldn't be able to detect that there's ads going to be taking place, and then like relay like a message. Why do we have Hippo Jam Looter? Okay. You could have had a streamer bot trigger for that? Interesting. Speaking of, there was a media source redeem I wanted to add to stream. But I don't know how to make like custom redemption like video pop-ups. Kind of like how, like I would say, take Yogi for an example, when like a certain bit amount was donated, it would trigger a specific scene with the dink donks. I'm not sure exactly how to go about making said scene. I know how to connect it with StreamerBot, but as for actually making said scene, like, would I just go into DaVinci and like keyframe everything? Because that sounds like a nightmare. I'm waiting for Yogi to respond with, oh no, you wouldn't do anything. You just outsource it for someone else to do it and commission them for it. I mean... So the way I have things now, with like punting Igglybuff, for example, animations of your own mascot do not exist. What is your emote? That is an animation! Anything else you'd like for emotes? I don't know of like new emotes that have been added. I have been out of the loop. Where is my child? That whole time, it didn't actually, like, play any music. Oopsie. Sorry, hang on. That was my bad. Oh, and did I just break the background music because I did that? I sure did. Oh, you heard it? Fantastic. And it was kind of loud? Shit. Alright, we're gonna go back to the black screen for, like, 2 seconds. Where's the audio for that? I'll be honest, I don't know where the audio is for that. Because I just have it in OBS as a media source. Can I just, like, add source audio application audio capture? No, but it just searches for a window. It doesn't look for, like, an MP3 in, or an MP4 in your OBS. Can I just, like, control audio via OBS? Yeah, it's media source. It's got the little play button next to it. Holy, I'm scared of the dark. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll go back. I'm sorry. Nosferatu. Yippee, void! Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hey, Sora. Ah, my music! Ah, the sunny birds! Flashbang. Yeah, so that redeem, I just have it set on a separate source with no image, as you guys saw. And then whenever that channel point redemption is redeemed, StreamerBot triggers the that scene I have placed in my sources. You know, when you go to sources, you can add a scene as a source. I love the I am here purely to make your life harder. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. The only thing I can think of? Oh, I found the audio for it. Okay. I lowered it. So it shouldn't be as loud this time. Rue will be happy to know that has been added as an emote. Ethan, what do you want from me? Thank you guys for bearing with my technical support. Because we love doing that live on stream. But if I were to make a sound redeem sort of thing, I would just imagine I would make an MP4 similar to that, and then like put it on like a green screen background, and then do like a color key to take the green out. What exactly are we watching, if you may ask? Is this 4 games at once? This is indeed 4 games at once. We are currently trying to look for a shiny 10% Gyarados. We charge by the hour for your support, by the way. You have to pay all of you guys individually. Shit. Well, chat, I'm broke. That's it. We're done. We are cooked. I am in debt. See, I don't have, like, a funny outro like Falcon does. Will work for pets. Like head pats. Yay, shiny rolls! Ah, I'm missing Peak! Helium! Ow. Wow, Hellion, wow. Just roll better next time. What are you doing? We'll let you off if you stream for us. Yay! 804 is fantastic. Not as good as Shuckwe rolling a 1. Come on, man! Yeah, so I am controlling all 4 of these games at once. And it doesn't increase your odds, but it makes it faster. You're just running the same odds 4 times instead of 1 time. Gonna get some work done? We'll leave a tab. Ping me to summon. Enjoy the lurk. Enjoy getting some work done. I hope you are successful. Be more successful than me. Good luck, good luck. And thanks for popping by. I appreciate it. Hey, John rolled full odds and Steph Streamline. I did not! Not our John, but there's several Johns you could be talking about. Whooper? Okay. No, I did not see that. I have Mocha's streams up on the side, but I've not been able to, like, sit down and really hang out in streams very much in the evening. Because in the evenings, when RJ's home, that's usually when I'm playing games with him. Or I'm playing games with friends in general. I don't actually get to sit and interact with streams in the evening. I did see that you were VIP in Yukenna's stream now. Congrats, congrats. Big man decided that you needed the little pink diamond. I almost called it a little pink star, and I'm like, it's not a star. Oh, you're VIP in both now? Nice. Your influence is always spreading. Oh, and you miss your masterpiece being shown on stream because I was trying to explain thought process behind making, like, video redeems for the stream. And I used the Igglybuff punting as an example. You missed your child. Your yappage is unstoppable. True! I've been attempting to eat this leftover Chinese food from a few nights ago. Because I forgot to eat before stream, and I need something on my stomach. Unfortunately, this shit's really spicy. And so we'll see how well that does. So far, it's not been doing too bad. It's also been encouraging me to drink more water. So I will hydrate just for you guys too. Bah. Okay. I like this song. It's just so quiet. I can barely hear it. You gotta know, is there a reason you're going for 10% Gyarados rather than the more guaranteed method? Or is this all for bragging rights? This was actually, requested specifically by Shuckweave. He did the 10,000 channel point redeem to add a shiny hunt to my log of hunts to do. And he said specifically the 10% Lake of Rage Gyarados. Yep. I think the idea was to do it with the Gyarados still in the lake, so that it could be almost like a taunting, oh, you're looking for a shiny? I'm right here, but I don't count. But I don't have a fresh save to set that up. I could, but I don't. Yeah, I think this song I'll take off of the playlist, mostly just because it's really quiet in comparison to the rest of the playlist. Yeah, it is very evil. But it's not the first time I've gone for a 10%. It might be the first time getting a 10%. Oh my god, I gotta sit up. Ah, I've been sitting on my turtle tail all stream. Posture check. Bah. I'll do a stretch for you guys too. Got some minor pops in the ow, yeah. Oh, the muscles like in my middle of the back between my shoulder blades just grabbed really hard, and it just felt like my lungs like collapsed in on themselves. Oh god, that hurt. Like someone just like punched through my skin to grab a hold of my spine. Ow. Ow. Ugh. Anyway, I hate being hypermobile. Also, now that I sat up, my whole head position's different, so I need to recalibrate the tracker camera. Can you stop dying for like 5 minutes? You and me both! I'd like to stop dying. Jeez Louise. Oh, look at all those Magikarp. Oh. Guys, I got shiny Gyarados in Lake of Rage! No way! Yeah, bud. Sure you did. No, guys, it's not what you think! It's not what you think! I want to look for the Latios, because that's another hunt Shuckweave redeemed. But I do not have a save set up and ready for that. I thought I could use my Emerald save because I had not encountered them yet. But turns out the IVs and shininess factors determined whenever you defeat the Elite Four and then go downstairs and your mom's like, oh my god, there's like a TV channel going on. Hey, what color Pokemon was it that they saw? And then you pick if you wanted Latios or Latias. At that deciding factor is when the IVs and everything are calculated, apparently. So, I gotta screw that up. Okay. Gen 3 roamers are so weird. Yeah. In addition to Emerald's weird RNG. I didn't think it would affect it too much for the roamers. Because it's like a runaway and wild encounters. But that's still something I would have to have thought about. What about Ruby and Sapphire? When are those, like, shininess factors calculated? I'm guessing just, like, at the same time, you just don't choose, and it just says, oh, there's, like, a Pokemon flying over the region. Alright, go find it. It's been so long since I've actually beaten those games, I don't remember. One of my lurking tabs rated out into someone called Domino. Oh, okay. It is actually Domino's Pizza. Okay. I didn't know Domino's Pizza had a Twitch channel. Shout out to Domino's, I guess. Clappy, everyone, clappy. Still have a gift card for it, but you just haven't felt like Domino's in quite a while, and that's perfectly fair. You want Domino's now? Thanks. Dude, the Domino's, like, mac and cheese with, like, buffalo and 5 cheese mac and cheese, it was mwah. I think you could add chicken to it. It was really good when I had it before. And then you could... I think it would be better if they served it in, like, a bread bowl, like they can with the pastas. Yes, they have mac and cheese now. It's like a new thing. And I think it would be a lot better with the bread bowl. But that's not an option on their menu yet. I said yeah, because I think it would be stupid if they didn't add it. All these Magikarp. You're hungry now, Mike? Aw. We'll go get Domino's. Well, now I might want some! You had a turkey burger? Ooh. I really liked the, like, black bean burgers that we, like, you could buy at the grocery store. Those were pretty good. I don't remember what the brand was, but they were in, like a rectangular green zippy bag. Clean. I fell off the water down there. I gotta fix that. Oh. No, I'm not getting revenge on you at all, Mike. No, this is just normal yappings. You guys ought to know. At least once a stream, we're talking about food. Speaking of, what's on your meal plans today, guys? You know, for everyone except for Mike, who's probably already in bed. What's your meal? No, I shouldn't say Mike's probably in bed. He won't go to bed until I tell him. I do that as well. 2 hours in, it's usually the, what will Ludo have for lunch today? You know, what will Storm have for dinner? I can't believe Storm passed up the opportunity to have a hot marg pizza. Maybe you'll wait for a steak. Like a steak what? Steak and cheese? A steak pie? Oh, the steak burrito! Yes. That's it. Storm's not big on stuff outside their comfort zone. That's fair. But then why have it as an option on the poll? Just some good old steak for much later today. You can wait. Alright, that's fair, that's fair. Although I'll do that, like, as well if I'm trying to figure out dinner and I just throw a bunch of options on a wheel and then I spin the wheel and get an option and I just go, actually I don't really want that. Alright. We all know wheels are meant as last entry standing because it tells us what we don't want. True. You know, that's a very valid point. I saw like a goofy video online of just like, you know how to tell what someone wants for dinner? You just go up to them, hey, guess where I'm taking you out for dinner? And let them choose. I was telling RJ that wouldn't work because I'd just make a sarcastic example and pick like something completely out of our price range. Like, oh my god, you're gonna take me to like a dress code enforced Italian restaurant? No way. They'll always choose the place they want to go as the first option. Yeah. Oh! I meant to ask you guys. So, with EG48 that happened last month, we reached our stretch goals. And I had set to do a new randomized Nuzlocke. I've not chosen the game. And we're also going to do a Pokemon Infinite Fusions randomized Nuzlocke. What game should we do for the first one? Because I think we'll do that one first. And then we're going to see if the Pokemon Infinite Fusions Hoenn will come out by the time we do the randomized Nuzlocke. Probably not, but we'll still give it like a good chance. You're gonna take me out to eat on the moon? Oh my god, how nice of you. Now, so the last time we did a Nuzlocke, it was an egg lock, and I had you guys in the Discord, like, submit Pokemon that one of my moderators then converted into, like, an egg that would be randomly placed in the PC box, and I would have no way of knowing what was being inserted into the game. This time, I think it's just gonna be true randomized Nuzlocke. That way there's gonna be like minimal downtime. But I don't know what game to do. Do you guys have any recommendations? It would be easier to pick gens 1 through 5. Like 3, 4, 5 especially, like those are probably like the big ones. Just for like options with Pokemon. I don't know how a randomized Nuzlocke would work with, like, Crystal. I've never tried. Last time we did Black and White. Gen 10. Yeah, the first randomized Nuzlocke we'll do will be in Legend ZA. Yeah. Also, 1,000 encounters! Yippee! We're an 1/8 of the way there to odds. Ish. It's random because no one knows the game yet. True. Or we do a ROM hack and pass it off as being Gen 10. Yeah. That's the one right there. I don't know exactly how to randomize the 3DS games. That's the only reason I say those might not be great, because I don't know if UPR works with Gen 6. I don't think I've tried. And if it doesn't, I have no clue, like, what program would. Mew 3 incoming! Yeah. Also, we do have ads starting in just a few minutes. I really appreciate you all for sticking around during them. We do run 3 minutes of ads. Helps keep pre-rolls off for like an entire hour. I try not to do too much. I will still do encounters, but if something ever does pop up during the ads, we sit and pause and wait for everyone to come back. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Cleaning out your cat's box, but if Gens 3 through 5 are easiest, you'd vote for Platinum. Platinum would be a lot of fun. I have to imagine there's like some way to randomize them. They have been emulatable for ages. True, but with Citra coming down, that kind of put like a big scare freeze on the 3DS emulation world. Because Yuzu got taken down, and then the people who made Yuzu also do Citra. They just preemptively took Citra down as well, as like a just in case. I think they were fine, but they must not have. You mean, what do you mean you don't mean to do it through that? I don't think I understand. I mean, with it being able to be emulated for so long, surely someone has made some tool. Ah, yes. Just the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, or UPR, has just kind of been like the default community go-to for randomizing the games and making like easy, quick adjustments to the games like that in general. So I don't know. Surely there is. Worst comes to worst, I think I do know of a backup way I could randomize, using like the Ironmon tracker. Don't call me Shirley. Yeah. Now, I will go on and say I don't plan on doing a very long stream today, because I'm still under the weather and not feeling great. I'm just kind of taking it as I feel with my body. But I also have a dentist appointment later today, where I'm getting more fillings done on the other side of my face. Yippee. I'm not looking forward to that. And I think one of my old fillings popped loose. Supposedly PK3DS can randomize? Interesting. It's what you use to edit ultrasound? I see. Yeah, everyone's getting dental work done. Yeah, I'm getting more fillings done today. And I have to tell them about one of the previous fillings they did a few weeks ago popped loose, and has been giving me pain. That'll be fun. Just about some more water. Good water. Let's see here. Oh, we got 2 Gyaradoses. Ooh, fun. Oh. can confirm there are randomized all buttons in there. Interesting. I will have to look into that. I am nervous. I've heard through Johnstone just how difficult the Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon randomized Nuzlocke have been. He's never finished one. Sun and Moon in general are very cutscene heavy, so if you're doing like repeats over and over, it's not fun. Sounds like a great challenge then. Well, I'm not good at challenges. Wait. But it would also open the door for more Pokemon being available to be randomized. Not good at challenges? Sounds like future holy problems. True! More encounters! Let's go! Bug. I love Bug. Every time I see like a fun bug thing while I'm out and about, I think of Shuckly. 5 minutes! Get wrecked, you're gambling too soon. Heck. Yogi, you do get another VIP role. I see, I would have been happy if it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. Like, then at least it would have been actually like a little, like, satisfying. Now we're just sad. And left to stare at our disappointment rolls. What are my rolls? 707? Okay. Well, I'm washed. But we kind of already knew that, didn't we, chat? Oh, dang it. I wanted to back the Monster Patch Kickstarter, but it just ended. I was hoping it would end this evening. It did not. Wham, wham, wham. Speaking of Ocarina of Time, that's something else I've been trying to think about here lately. A lot of my chat voted variety days has just been voting on Ocarina of Time over and over. And as much as I think it's a good game, I've been getting really burnt out on just the games that we've started and then have drug on for months and months and months. Like Pokemon Y, Ocarina of Time. And I know it's like we're not playing those every week, we're not playing those every day, but the longer it takes, the less incentive I have to want to go back and keep playing. So I'm not sure what I feel about that. I do like it being chat voted variety day. Hey! Hey Luna! Good to see you. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you for the cheese. Appreciate it. Good to see. Nom nom someone? No, but I do have a little bit more General So Chinese chicken leftovers if you would like some. You're allergic to chicken? No! Dang it. I guess someone's feeling pretty chicken about eating it. That was really bad. Boo. Yeah, even I wasn't very proud about that one. Get off the stage. Fine. Thank you for the rock and stone. Get off the stage and just end stream right then and there. Yeah. God dang it. Good old Glitzville. How are you, Holly? I'm doing alright. I'm doing better today than I was earlier this week. I'm gonna be honest, this week's been rough. And then I'm gonna be getting some dental fillings done later, which I'm not looking forward to. But we're doing alright for all things considered. Hope you're doing well, Luna. You gotta imagine you'd be stringy. I've got too much fucking fat on me. But me hungry. Well, unfortunately, I can't help her. I mean, you did throw your cheese at me. That's not my fault. You threw away your only food. Now you're gonna starve. Ah, the cheese! Is the cheese colored differently? It might just be the lighting. 2 a.m., but you're also hungry? That's because of Holy? Surely not. Nuh-uh. I didn't do anything. Ah! My controller slid off my lap, and it brought up the, like, Steam virtual keyboard. Yucky. No? Ah, look at all those Pokemans. I was trying to think, like, what were the odds if we get, like, 4 Gyaradoses at once? And with each Gyarados being a 10%, is that, like, 0.1 times 4? I don't know how I brained that. I never said I was good at math. I'm never good at probability and odd. Modern odd. No, these are ancient odd. Well, there's half of them. What shiny are you collecting today? We are looking for a 10% Gyarados spawn. In the place where you normally get a guaranteed shiny Gyarados. In the Lake of Rage. This hunt was requested by Shukwi. That is why I am subjecting myself to such torture. And it's either you get a 10% Gyarados or 90% chance at a Magikarp. So I expect there to be a lot of Magikarp phases. We're going to be in pain. It's going to be suffering. And we're here for it. That is what we are hunting. We are looking for disappointment. Because that is likely, without a 90% chance, what we will get. If we do get a shiny. And if we don't get a shiny, we're still getting disappointment. Because we didn't get a shiny. Just focus on the content. You blame Factor? You blame Factor for Shukwi's redemption? Yeah? Here. I'm gonna set a plate of food off the side. I've eaten all the chicken. There's just some rice and sauce left. There we go. Oh. That's a Gyarados, but not the Gyarados we're looking for. Okay. Also, I'm thankful I'm not hunting this in the evening anymore, like I did, the first time. Because in the evening, the backdrop turns red, and that's the same shade as all the Magikarps and the shiny Gyarados would be. Which would make it 10 times harder to actually see the shiny, and we'd be more apt to reset over it, or run away from it, I should say. So I'm glad we're not looking there now. But with shiny Gyarados looking the same as a Magikarp, there's a solid chance I could just fail it. 9,000 years later. Oh, it's gonna take longer than that. We're here for the long haul, baby. Maybe not today. But this is not going to be a quick hunt. I'll tell you that one. Here. I think I'm gonna go a little longer. I'm probably gonna... I can feel my body starting to drop off. I'm not gonna lie. I think we'll get to 1,200 encounters. And I'm gonna see how I'm feeling then. Because it is also getting time for me to start getting ready for my doctor's appointment. Or dentist appointment. Well, a dentist is like a doctor, I guess. Okay. Is it raining? Oh, it is raining. Fuck. How's the goat doing today? Hey, Worm, how's it going? Good to see you. Hi, hi, hi. We're not doing too bad. I'm coming off of being sick, so we're having a bit of a shorter stream today. Just listening to my body and seeing how I'm feeling. But it is good to see you. Hi, hi, hi. Ah, my controller. Ah. Hi. We're currently looking for the 10% Lake of Rage Gyarados. Not the static one you normally find here. Oh, my heart jumped in my throat for a second. Just finished exams and stuff? Hell yeah, let's go! I hope you did good on the exams. And I hope this is going to be a nice, stress-free kind of breather for you. I'm glad you've gotten those over. But yeah, I just recently took a trip to the Atlanta Regionals for Pokemon. I didn't go to compete, I just went to spectate. And I had taken some time off streaming because of that. Going to the trip, coming back, got kind of sick from it. And we're on the mend from it now. Just because of that, I don't have a lot of stamina in me. Episode 2, happy to be able to chill during the days again. How was the trip? Oh, you just took a week off too? Hell yeah. Oh, the yours was for exams, that's fair. The trip went really well. We enjoyed it a lot more than we thought we would. It was definitely kind of stressful. Especially since it was the first time we kind of did like a trip like that ourselves with me and my husband for the first time. Because usually it's like a family trip. We go with his parents. Or we're going with somebody else. This was the first time we've gone alone. And it was nice. I enjoyed. We definitely enjoyed it. I would say 8 out of 10 would go again. Maybe not so much walking, or better prepare ourselves for walking. Like, I had ill-fitting shoes. I got like a really nasty blister. Yeah, we were sore and hurt. But we had fun. We had a good time. The hotel was really nice. Oh, man. Hotel was schwank. Better than expected, and already being excited sounds great, though. Starting a Gen 6 Nuzlocke the other day, so just playing that while hanging out. You know, actually, just recently, like about a month ago, we did an EG48 charity stream. And as milestones for the amount of money we raised for my stream, I had set some incentives, one of which being a randomized Nuzlocke, which I have not done a Nuzlocke in like a year and a half. It's been a long time since I've done one. And then we were going to do a randomized Nuzlocke in Pokemon Infinite Fusion. And now that they've announced that they're making Pokemon Infinite Fusion Hoenn, very excited for that. We were just kind of like scratching our heads trying to think of what game would be good to do as for the regular randomized Nuzlocke. I've been trying to think, and I've not made a concrete decision yet. I've never beaten one. They announced what? Yeah, so for like the 10-year anniversary, they announced that they're making Pokemon Infinite Fusion's Hoenn. So they're adding like a new region. I don't know if it's like a sequel and it's going to be a standalone thing, or if it's going to be added to the original Pokemon Infinite Fusions in an update, or DLC-sized update. I'm not sure. I've never successfully beaten a Nuzlocke either. The ones in the past that I've done, including the Egglock we did, ended up failing. Most of the ones before were because of wild Pokemon grinding and just getting died for nonsense. And then the Egglock, I think we just got wiped in Victory Road leading to the Elite Four. Play on consoles, no speed up, the brutal but nostalgic. Yeah, it's super exciting to hear that there's like major things happening with Infinite Fusions. That was one of the first things I did that kind of picked me up as a Twitch streamer, was Infinite Fusion. It was something we had a lot of fun with. I look forward to that one especially. But we gotta do the regular one first. And someone mentioned doing Platinum. The Egglock we did was in Black and White 1. We also tossed around the idea of like a 3DS randomizer. But I didn't know what programs would be. Worm and Holy Fire, Soul Link Win. Oh my god. The Soul Link one is what I was talking about, where we died from wild encounter grinding. Because we actually did that in Platinum, and Gardenia kicked our rear end. And then, so we grabbed Pokemon from the PC, and we went, I think... No, it was after Gardenia. We did beat Gardenia, because we were grinding below Cycling Road. Trying to get ready for Maylene. Or, no, it was Fantina. Maylene is 3rd in Diamond and Pearl. No, we did Platinum. And, yeah, we got kicked in the grass. Soul Links are fun, but they're so panged. Absolutely. There was a lot of Holy's not paying attention. Ah, yeah, you could take one more hit. It's fine. Could not take one more hit. There was a whole lot of that, for sure. So, I would be nervous to do another Soul Link again. I definitely need practice. And to not be so wildly confident in my HP bars. Because I like to look at the HP bar and I go, ah, well, it did this much amount of the bar in previous hit, so this time it should be fine, right? Well, it's not always going to be like that. That's not how the HP bars always calculate damage. In a visual aspect, I should say. Like, for example, like Gen 6, like, I know the HP bars are, like, visually displayed wildly different. How fast the HP bars drop. And I think the speed of the HP part, the speed in which the HP bar drops is dependent on how high of HP they have in general. And then there's just a set rate. But I mean, as for like percentages amount of the bar being lost for a hit, it definitely changed in Gen 6 and Gen 7. Yeah, because it's like, you can take, like, let's say early game, you take a scratch from a Wild Bunnelby or something. Oh, yeah, I could totally get another hit from that, and then suddenly you're not. And it's not even from, like, a high roll or something. It's just because we're not judging the percentage of the HP bar taken correctly. If that makes sense. And that sort of trip up is what was messing me up with the Soul Link and the grinding, because I'm like, surely I could take one more hit. In fact, I could not. Here. I need to finish Y, and I might just do that in my own time because we've taken so long. Spoilers, she could not, in fact, take one more hit. Thank you. Yeah, I think I just need to go through Y in my free time. Just because we had been doing, like, a playthrough on stream, but because health kept getting in the way and delaying streams having to cancel for XYZ reason, it's taken months to actually finish it, and I'm not interested anymore. I don't think, like, you guys watching are interested in it anymore, just because it's taken so long. And it's like, oh, she's doing that again. And, like, my weekly schedules were looking stale, because I was doing the same things over and over again. So I think that's something I just need to finish offline. I just need to actually sit down and... Let's see here. Animal Crossing. Yeah. I've been kind of wanting to get back into Animal Crossing again, too. I know we did, like, one Animal Crossing stream at the beginning of the year, with GameCube version, but I've been watching a friend of mine play it as well, the GameCube version, and I don't want to go back and play it again. And maybe now that we're not going to get a shovel and snow season and there's, God, nothing to do during the days, maybe we'll actually get a fishing rod and can fish. And I don't like using the passwords to just get a free golden fishing rod. I know you can do that, especially for like speedruns. It makes it faster. When are we getting the 8-hour stream of watching Mario Kart? Watching Mario dance in the Mario Kart World character selection. I'm surprised we haven't seen that already. He looks incredibly goofy. Speaking of, I do want to do more Mario Kart on stream. think I was talking about that with Howling Scotsman. I haven't played the GameCube one. You're hoping they put it on Switch too. That would be nice, like with the GameCube Classics. Or, well, they had the NES Online catalog, and I think they're just rebranding it as the Classic library. Which I think makes sense. That would be nice. I don't remember it being confirmed for the GameCube Online. The GameCube NSO. Ah. I'll get my words out eventually. But it would be nice if they did. I would like Wild World to come back. I have a lot more fond memories with Wild World than I do GameCube. GameCube was the first one that I had, and kind of played around with it, especially with like my brother and sister. But Wild World is what like I really have nostalgia with. It'd be wild if they put the localized GameCube version up and the original Japanese N64 version. Oh my gosh! If we got like a... So, if we got GameCube that was like worldwide and Dobutsu no Muri Plus on the GameCube library, and if we got the N64 one, Dobutsu no Muri, that'd be sick. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't think they would. Because they would have no reason to put it on that many platforms again in this modern day and age. Wild World was so good, but every time I struggle with games like Wild World and Minecraft, for example. Whenever you start up, you have a lot of fun, and then I start feeling like really lonely and empty in the worlds because I don't have anyone I can share the experience with, no one that's like playing with me, sort of thing. Like even if I made like a really pretty house or something and grinded up the museum and stuff, like who am I gonna show it to? Even if I went and made these amazing builds in Minecraft and gathered up the resources and beat the Ender Dragon, like who am I gonna really show? Like I could show a picture online for like a 5-minute second of gratification, but that's not incensing me to continue playing the games, if that makes sense. That's why I've never stuck with like a long-term island world save file in general. They'd also have to care more about preservation. Then you get what we say. Also, play, only remember when we say. Yeah. There's also some copyright issues with like the original Dobutsu no Muri, because I remember 2 of the art pieces had to be changed for the localization versions because of copyright issues. Like they hadn't entered public domain yet. They probably have now, 30 years later. It should be fine, but who knows? They may change them anyway. There was like a bunch of holidays that were changed. I do remember that. I think it'd be fun to do Wild World like with like fan-hosted servers, kind of like the Poké Network. But then I remember that there was a lot of griefing happening with Wild World Online when the games first came out, and I don't know if you could put in protections for that sort of thing in the modern day. So, I don't know. I always imagine, like, especially Wild World being something that you could have, like, I could play with my brother and sister at the same time, and we could all run around the world at the same time together and share a town. But no, instead it's, like, still on a single cartridge, and it's just one person's allowed to be online at a time, and then you have to say quit and then hand it off to your sibling or something. There! Bah. Hey, Nod, how's it going? Hey, Noids! How's it going? Hope things have been good. Never played Animal Crossing, but you love that you can just boot the GameCube version and then just yank the disc out and it runs fine because it all fits within GameCube RAM. Yes, because it's just running an N64 game on the GameCube. And that was one of the big selling points of the GameCube, was that it's just stronger, more powerful machine. That was really cool. And there's also a bunch of other, like, built-in emulators within Animal Crossing because of all of, like, the little NES games that you could get for your house. Those are all being emulated within the game. And that's super cool to see. But I think I'm going to wrap things up here. Mostly so Well, I'm getting really tired. My body's running out of stamina. And I have to get ready for this dentist appointment here soon. Make sure I shower, get clothes on, make sure dog's taken care of and whatnot. Something different gender shinies in Scarlet and Violet for your eventual shiny look. Good luck. That sounds like a pain. But let's see who we can go raid. Let's see here. Gotta load it up on my other monitor. There's Dinah, Mango, Sora, Imagine, Dory, Duke, Uppian, Four. There's a good handful of people playing right now. Let's keep it in the Pokemon category. Let's go raid Whimsy. They're doing some shiny hunting. It's their last day of their Donathon. They're shiny hunting, not shiny finding. And honestly, that's on brand. So we're gonna go raid Whimsy. And raid message. If you guys are a sub, feel free to copy the top message. If you are not, feel free to copy the bottom message. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Make sure to get your last minute shiny rolls in before we head out, if you have them off cooldown. I appreciate you all for being here with me and for hanging out. It's good to see you all again and catch up after the trip and just being out for a while. It's good to see you all again. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Be good. Hydrate, stretch, eat food. Get to bed at a good time, Mike. Even though you said it's like 2 in the morning. Come on! And I will see y'all over there. Thank you guys so much.